All right, welcome back. This is our second lesson going over Student's Guide to Learning SolidWorks software for SolidWorks 2010. This is for our Design and Drawing Principle class. And our second lesson is on basic functionality. Okay, so the students are going to learn and understand the basic functionality of the SolidWorks software and create this part that you see a picture of right here. Right, so obviously we already went over lesson 1 using the SolidWorks interface, and some of the things you're going to be learning in here is developing your engineering skills, technology, and math skills, developing 3D parts using planes and dimensions, the design process to develop a box or a switch plate out of cardboard material, develop manual sketching techniques and drawing. Alright, so we're going to use some drawing skills, and we're going to apply these graphic user interface and understand the XYZ coordinates and units of measurement. Alright, so we start by opening up our SolidWorks as we always do. So we find SolidWorks 2010. And we file new, and we can do templates. For this we're going to look at our tutorial, and we're going to select our parts and hit OK. Alright, so we have our design tree over here, and the first thing we're going to do is use our sketch tool. Alright, so we have it open in Sketch, and go back and select our front, and we have our front plane, right, top and right, also available. And we see over here our we have our confirmation corner that we're using our sketch tool, and we can exit out of it if we don't want to use this, but this is our confirmation of where we're at in our design process. Some of the things that we are reviewing from the first one is we have our menu bar up here. All right, so we have the menu bar. We have our command manager over here. Command manager. We have the design tree over here. We have our sketch origin, this little dot right here. We have our reference triad, so we have our XYZ coordinates, alright, coming out here. Status bar is down here. This shows our coordinates where we are on here and our measurements. This is the graphic area, this entire area right here. And our heads up view toolbar is over here. And then obviously this is our confirmation corner. So we're going to click on the rectangle tool. This is a center rectangle, right? We have center circle, we have a line, ellipses, spline, text, sketch fillet. All right, we have a variety of tools we can use up here. And what we want to use for this is we want to select our corner rectangle. It's that center rectangle. We want to select the corner rectangle for this tutorial. And it says move the pointer up to the right corner and create a rectangle. So here's the right corner, and we create a rectangle. So there it is. Alright, and once again we have our different styles of rectangles over here. And the one we selected was the corner rectangle. And we click the mouse again to complete it. Whoops. always do edit, undo to deselect and go back if you make a mistake. Alright, so now the next thing we're going to be doing here, that we have that, alright, so we drew that. Oops. And we've gone over all these in our tutorial packet. Alright, we've put together our rectangle, and now we're going to use the smart dimensions to give it the dimensions that we want. Alright, so here's our smart dimensions, and you take the pointer and you see that it has this nice little shape to it, and you click the top line of the rectangle, and you'll see that a number comes out. So if you raise it up a little bit and then you click on that number, a modify box will appear. And what we're going to do here is we're going to enter 100 for this, and then we check OK. So now this is 100 across. Now over here we have it says 100 across. We can also go this way and have 65. And now this was changed or modified to 65 across. You could click OK for that also. Alright? So even though we have this at 65, what we want to do is we want this to be 100, just like we originally placed, and we have this set at millimeters, and we're going to want this to be 65 here on the side. So we got 100 and we got 65 over here. We'll check OK. Right? And then we're going to modify this to 60 again, just so we get used to doing this. Alright, so we went from 65 to 60. Check OK. And we could use the Smart Dimension tool so that we can actually see this is alright, this is where we want it. That this is 60 and that's 100. Now we have that all set. So the first feature in any part is called the base feature. Alright, so we have our features and we have our base features. We're going to use the extrude boss base, and you'll see what this does is this gives us a property manager over here, and it also gives us a three-dimensional sketch. So things we see here is we see our sketch. This is known as the handle right here, and we can also preview on-screen scale. Alright, so we could make a large box, we can make a small box, and then you can also see wherever I'd like this number to be, I can hit this, I could click this and it'll check it off. So we're going to want a depth of 50. So I can go right here, I can see that's 50, but I can also see up here in this box what my depths are also. So I could click right on 50 right here, or say if I went up to 60, I could then change this to 50 in such a manner. I wanted the condition to be blind, right? There's other conditions I can have here, but I wanted to stay with edit condition of blind. And then I hit OK up here. And now I have my box that's demonstrated here. All right, let's go back to our guide here. So we just did our extrude base feature, all right? And we set our parameters. All right, we went through our on-screen scale and our preview and our handle. You saw the sketch at 160 dimensions. And this is where we're at right now. We clicked on OK. And we have our part, which is right now simply a box. Alright, so we can look at our design tree here, and we can click on this, and we can see here's our original sketch. Alright, we can just click on it like that to see this. Now we have view orientation and display styles that are up here. So if we look at this, we can see shaded with edges, shaded, hidden lines, removed, hidden lines, visible. We're going to select the hidden lines visible, and you can see this is a hidden line and it's visible. We can see our other lines are visible too. Alright, we're going to save the part, and we're going to save it as box, file, save as. We're going to call this box, B-O-X. Let's call it box 2 because I've already saved box up there. Alright, so we've just saved this in case our computer gets turns off accidentally. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to round the corners. Alright, so we have this display here, and we are going to round the corners. Alright, and we're going to want them to be at, we want to see this over here, we're going to click on the fillet feature. So we click on our fillet feature, and we can select any line, but we're going to want to start with the corners. So if I click here, you can see that we already have something that I can edit right here, and it's a radius of 10 millimeters. I can also enter that number over here and change this number, but this is exactly what I want it to be for this particular tutorial. So if I go around and click on all these, you will see that I'm getting a radius of 10 for each of them, and now I could just hit OK, and that rounds all our edges off. Gives us a good good view there. And now they ask us that we did this to go to our shaded view, which looks like this. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to hollow out the part. So let's go down our review packet. As you read through here, we see exactly what we just did. We had our view on. We could see all of these. And then we have our shaded in the view toolbar. Hollow out the part. Click on the shell of the features toolbar, and then the shell property manager appears with a thickness. Alright, so we have our shell over here. And here is, I clicked on, selected the top face, and we have this at 10. We're going to want to change this to 5. Okay, and what we did was we hollowed this out, and we have a nice view here. Seems simple enough. Now we're going to look at the extrude cut feature to remove materials in the sketch plane. Sketch plane's how to, so we're going to select the sketch plane and click on the right hand face of the box. Click right with the standard views. So if we come up here, we have front and we have right. We also have back and left. So we're going to click on the right, and you see this has centered this for us. Open the sketch. So we're going to go back up the sketch here. We're going to click the sketch on the sketch toolbar. And we're going to pick the circle. Position the pointer where you want the center of the circle, and then click the left mouse button. So let's look here. Where would we want the center? In our drawing, in our diagram, we want the circle to be somewhere in this area. So the center is about this point right here. So right about here, we want the center. And I click on it, and now I can draw a circle. And we're going to want the circle to be 10. But it might be difficult. We could take our time and get something close to there. So now I have a circle. We're going to use our Smart tool, Smart Dimensions. And I clicked OK on that. Click on the line, and you can see we do different things. If I pull this out, I could have my height of the circle. I could have my width of the circle, or I can have my diameter. I want my diameter to be 10 according to our packet. So then OK. So now I have a diameter of 10. Now I want the circle to be a distance of 40 from the base. And oops, I want it to be a All right, let me undo this so you can see something. I did this a little bit backwards. So we have edit, undo, edit, undo. So this is fine. I'm going to do my my smart dimensions, and I click on the circumference of the circle, and I can draw this out. Now, this is just the radius, but if I want to have it from this distance, I can go below, and even though it says 10, or I can go above, but instead of having the up to down, I have distance to this line. So I click on this, and this will be either above or below, depending on how I click that. And then I set this, and I want this to be 25, which it's already set at, so I just hit OK. Now the same thing, I can check mark this, and then go under my smart dimensions and click on the circumference of the circle, and then pull this out, and then bring it to a little bit to the right, or I can bring it a little bit to the left. But I want to click on this line. I want that line to appear. And now I want to modify this to 40, and then hit OK. All right, so now I have this centered. I'm going to check that off. I hit OK. All right, so now click on the feature toolbar. I want my extrude cut. So I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to select through all. And then I'm going to click OK. And now what happened was I had cut through the entire display. So so if I do my rotate view here, and you can see that I've cut a hole through the entire thing, and the other side is the same as this side here. Nice circle. All right. Oops. I go over here to the view. Doesn't make a difference. And we had it on right view, so that's centered. And it says to put it into the isometric view. So isometric. Whoops. We have isometric view right here. And that's it. Now we are done. So we file, and since we already saved as a name, we just save, and we have completed this part. Now we can hit exit. Oops. And we are done with the first part. All right, we've created this this box part for switch plate, and we can stop here to take our 5-minute assessment.